here's Sebastian Barbosa. Got his license this past week. Sebastian's part of the Vanderhook team. Going to be a district leader very soon. Next, got to see this couple at the Home Office Builder School, Crystal and Vince Conley. They're so excited. And also from the Vanderhook team, Robin Wilcox from Colorado flew out to the Home Office Builder School this last week and got to spend some time with her. So glad, so proud of her. Here's John and Lisa Vanderhook. They were so excited. Got to talk to John the last 2 days in a row. This guy and his partner Lisa are just on fire. So proud. Had his best income month in July.
Mr. Kevin,
He's got so many.
ready to tell
Next,
they're going to be
we've
terminated.
got out of the Stites
they're
Space
all
Shop,
going to get
Braden
terminated.
Morales.
Mr.
Braden was
Kim,
at the Home Office Builder School.
Kim,
Braden is so proud.
Kim, they're all going to get terminated. Primary told me to report anybody.
Let me make sure we mute some of these noises.
You can mute me. This is going to Prime America. Then they're going to terminate all your accounts.
Okay, let me see if I can.
Yeah. So Jonathan, prepare to lose your account because of this guy.
Let's see if I can mute these. Mute everybody.
You know that, right?
Okay. Hopefully that'll solve that right there. Mute everybody. This guy was
America promoting through on Zoom to corporate America. I have the CEO's number.
Yeah, I'm trying to get all these people muted here. Hang on, here we go. Get these muted. Okay, now I got them muted here. Hopefully that'll solve that. Liz Weiss out of the Stites Space Shop. She was at the Home Office Builder School. So proud of her. I think this is the third builder school. This gal is unbelievable. So proud of you, Liz. Good to see you this past weekend. Also at the Home Office Builder School out of the Stites Space Shop, Carmen and Nate Comstock. Nate was there, and Carmen was home with the kids, but it's so good to see Nate in person. He's a district leader. He's on fire. Next, this guy was at the Home Office Builder School. Chandler walked across the stage at the Home Office Builder School, part of the Stites team. All these last few people report directly to this guy right here who you're about to hear from, Brandon and Katie Pogue. Brandon was recognized at the Home Office Builder School, one of the top securities producers in the whole builder school at the Home Office in Atlanta this week, and he's a part of the Stites Base Shop. Here's Bill and Cindy Stites, RVPs in Indiana. So proud of all these leaders that I got to recognize this last week. They're making things happen, doing all the right things it takes to become great leaders in our business. What I want to do right now is I want to spotlight a guy that I think the world of, Brandon Pogue. Brandon has never missed a week of being whatever we call them. This month we're calling them top dogs. Sometimes we call them 2%ers. Sometimes we call them we come up with different titles every month, but this guy never misses a week of putting points on the board. He's money, and he's a crusader, and he's building a great team. He had a van full of people that he brought. They drove 12 hours or 11 or 12 hours from Indiana to come to Atlanta, the Home Office Builder School. And last month he was the MVP of the Stites Base Shop, and definitely has been one of the MVPs of our co-op for month after month after month as a future regional leader, a future RVP. He was on Randy Godfrey's future RVP Zoom call today. And so let me shut up and put Brandon on the call here. Brandon, we want to hear from you tonight, man. I know you got to be excited. You had a great group of people at the Builder School, and I want to hear what you got to think right now.
Hey, really appreciate it, Kim. Good to see everybody at the Home Builder School. And again, big decisions are made at big events. And, we do our best here. A lot of times we'll meet people at coffee shops, we'll meet people at the office, wherever we can, but it's really hard to show people exactly how big Primerica is. And we could talk about the 150,000 licensed reps. We could talk about the 50,000 families that switch their finances to us every single month. We can talk about the 6,000 offices we have across North America, but all those are just numbers, and it's hard to really put it into perspective. And when we get to the home office, the first thing you notice is you can't fit the building in one picture. Like I don't care how good your camera is, how good of a photographer you are, it's that big. And then you get inside of the building, and there it is just massive. And there's offices, and we found out that there's not enough offices for everybody to work at the same time. So some of the people work at home, and then some of the people come in on a different day. They have a schedule. All of that to say, maybe there's 2,000 employees, probably more as we expand this business that work for you. And there's wholesalers there that work for you. You get to build a business in a Fortune 1000 company within that business for $99. I mean, that's unheard of. And we get to the home office builder school, and I don't know, maybe there's 1,500, maybe there was 2,000 people, maybe more, I don't know. But it gives you a bigger picture of what we're really trying to do. And all of that, and what are we doing? Well, we're trying, all those people trying to do the same thing. All the people we took the tour with, all trying to help families and earn more income. And how do we help families? Well, we're taking checks to widows and orphans, the people that need it more than anybody. And we're meeting with people and we're saying, hey, guess what? We have a plan and you're going to be able to retire on time. And you may have $1 million to retire. And guess what? We're going to get you out of debt maybe a decade sooner. We're helping people, and we're helping people do the right things and win the right way. So just super proud to be a part of this company. In my everyday life, I walk around people. I don't walk around people who earn $1 million a year, and I don't know how many there were in that building. It was just great. So Kim asked me to speak on a couple different things. What stood out to me, and one of the things that stood out was Randy Godfrey. And Randy Godfrey said, personal development. This company is a personal development plan with a huge compensation attached to it. And what does that mean? And I got to thinking about that. Well, let me back up and talk about Michael and Lisa Chafin, who went over $400,000 while we were there, which was really exciting. And I have no doubt he'll be $1 million earner. They'll be $1 million earner really, really soon. He and I plugged in and spent time with a coach, Ian Pruckner. And Ian Pruckner has 5 F's that he believes if you're winning in those areas, you're winning in life. And Mike and Lisa like that so much that they actually call their team now F5 for that reason. And those 5 F's are faith, family, finance, fitness, and future self. And Primerica helps you win in all of those different areas. All right. First is faith. So guys, whatever your faith, whoever you believe in, your God doesn't make mistakes. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. And there is a plan to get you to where you want to go. And it's a better plan than you have for yourself. But you have to have faith in that plan. Okay. You have to have faith in the process. You have to have faith in what your RVPs and your leaders are telling you to do. Faith in the process that this is going to work. Even sometimes it's not going to look like it worked, but it works. And finally, you need to have faith in yourself. You need to believe in yourself that you are good enough to do this, because you are. You follow the faith in God, you follow faith in the company and the process. And if you have faith in yourself, you're going to win here. All right. The second F is family. And I'll use a personal story for this. When I started, I didn't have that. I didn't have a family life. I was married. I did a good job. I married a really good girl, but I worked constantly before I got involved with Primerica. And I worked 6 days a week. And sometimes on the 7th, I'd get the day off and I'd talk to my wife, Katie. I'd say, what do you want to do? And we would make plans. And by the time I got out of the shower, the business was falling apart and I had to go save the day again. And the month of December, because I worked retail, guess what? Unless it was Christmas, I was working over 100 hours a week. So I missed weddings and I missed funerals and I missed important days, birthdays. I don't do that. Now, I'm not financially free just yet, but I have the flexibility to work when I want to work. And I don't miss the birthday parties, and I don't miss the weddings, and I don't miss the family functions. And I got to know my wife way better, and I got to take her out, and we take a trip probably every 3 months just to get away, just to spend time together. And I can do that now because of this company, because I have the flexibility to work when I want to work. Now, you still have to do the work. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But you have the flexibility to do it when you want to do it. And that's made me a totally better person. Finance, well, that's kind of a no-brainer. You get a world-class education in personal finance. And if you don't make any sales and you don't help any family, if you only helped yourself and you took the concepts that we learned here and you applied them to your own life, you might be able to make $1 million difference in your life. You're going to get rid of the debt. The Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. How many people are struggling with servicing that type of debt? You can get rid of that. You can go to bed resting easy knowing your family is properly protected because you have a financial game plan. And if you don't help a single family, and I encourage you to help as many as you can, you're still going to win. Sooner or later, when you start making big money with Primerica, they stop talking about how much you earn and they start talking about how much are you saving. Okay. They want you to win. They want you to win in such a big way, guys. Fitness is another one of those F's. And I was struggling. What can I say about fitness? And then my wife's like, go look in the mirror. And I was like, well, that's a good idea. So in a year's time, I've lost 127 pounds. And part of that's due to Primerica because I want to be better in every single way. Okay. I want to be better in fitness. I want to be better mentally. I want to be better because I want to be a winner. I want to be somebody. I want to win. I like walking across the stage and getting trophies and seeing my team win and seeing all of you guys win. And part of that's being fit. And part of that is challenging myself to do better. And I was able to do that because of the discipline that Primerica provides, the step-by-step process to win. They give us a plan to do that. Future self. Guys, do you realize there's 3 layers of ownership here at Primerica? So not only are you helping yourself, and not only if you have a plan and you're disciplined and you achieve that plan, you're going to be better tomorrow than you are today, but you can also pass that down to your family. Okay. At the Builder School, we talked about you make money now, you make money later, and you can make money when you're dead, which sounds weird, but at Primerica, they do that. Are they going to do that at your job, guys? Are they going to be like, man, they were a great employee. He was always on time, never showed up late. We know he's passed. We got to find someone to replace him, but we're still going to pay his salary. Of course not. That's unheard of, but it works here. Absolutely great. And as I kind of close here, I wanted to cover a story. Many of you know we had a teammate who passed away a couple months ago. And Nick was a great guy, and he bled Primerica. The last time I met with Nick, I sat down and he got a real good job. He's making $150,000 a year. And he said, Brandon, I don't have any accredited education. Okay. I didn't have a college degree. I don't have a lot of experience, but I learned to be a leader from Primerica. I learned how to manage people through Primerica. I learned how to run P&Ls and manage the finances of the company through Primerica. And without them, I wouldn't be where I am. So even if you get involved with us and you just get that world-class education and you learn the skills to win in life, you're going to be better off for that. So as I close here, there's 3 people. Some of you guys are winning big already. Congratulations on everyone winning. Congratulations, John, on setting a new personal record, and everyone else who's winning big. Some of you are on here for the very first time, and you're seeing this for the very first time. And I encourage you to talk to the person who asked you to be on here, get your own personal finance plan, and go ahead and learn what we do. And I'd ask them how much they're going to make for implementing that plan. And you're going to see just how we help people and why, and when we help people, how we get paid. Okay. Take the next step, give us a try. Okay. And some of you have been on here and you've been a Primerican for years. Okay. And you're not winning the way you want. And one of the great things about Primerica is at any time you can hit the reset button, just like the video game. When the video game isn't going good, you just hit reset and start over. And in Primerica, you can do that at any time. So I encourage you to meet with your leaders, your RVP, and come up with a plan. Make today day one of the rest of your financial future, the rest of your professional future, and learn to personal develop yourself. And listen to what they have to say. Show up and be coachable, because every one of those leaders went through this, and every one of those leaders have succeeded and earned the right to be called RVP, and they can help you step by step win as well. So really appreciate talking to you guys. Really appreciate being on here. God bless everybody, and we'll see you at the top.
Oh, Brandon, that was fantastic, man. I just, like Randy said, our business is a personal development program with a high compensation program for those that are willing to make the changes and grow and become great leaders like you. We're so proud of you. for being an MVP, not only of the Stites team, but of our co-op. We just such an incredible role model. It's so great to see you walk the stage there at the Atlanta Home Office Builder School. That's been fantastic. Let me spend the last few minutes really talking to some of you that really want to know the nuts and bolts of how we change people's lives and what a difference we can make in people's lives. I want to put my screen back up here and make sure I'm on the right slide here. Let's see here. Okay. All right, here we go. I want everybody to know that most people out there are hurting financially. Most people have no emergency fund. Most people are not, their income is not protected properly. Most people don't have enough money for retirement, and they're drowning in debt. And our business is all about helping people change that. You know, money doesn't come with an instruction manual. Most people don't know things they qualify for. And you know, most people don't have a education about money. They don't have a roadmap or game plan, and they don't have somebody to help them. And we're out there literally trying to rescue families from financial ruin. Wall Street has abandoned average working class people. They only want to work with people that got a ton of money. And we have a tool. It's a financial GPS that helps people find ways that they can make $1 million, $2, $3 million difference in their financial future. This tool it creates alerts or talking points. It's an intuitive, interactive self-assessment. It just takes someone about 5 minutes to go through a simple questionnaire survey, a financial checkup, and it allows us 20 to 30 minutes to review and address some of those areas that can make a huge difference in people's situation. For example, most people want to know, how much money am I going to need so that somewhere down the road I don't have to work for the rest of my life? We call that your financial independence number. We can help people calculate that number. Let's say you want to retire on $30,000 a year in 30 years. Well, we impute inflation and show you how much you're going to need. That's $73,000 a year 30 years from now, just assuming 3% inflation, and it means you're going to need a total of $1,080,000 as your financial independence number. And to reach that number, you need to be setting aside about $580 a month and earning about 9% return to reach that number. Now, most people have never had someone calculate their financial independence number. It's something we can do. It's something people need. You know, our crusade is to show people ways that they can, become debt-free and financially independent. Our strategy is to find people just like Brandon and to open new offices and use our financial GPS to consult with families and to train good people so that we can reach out and help more families. Here's just a quick example of someone that we used the financial GPS on. They had several alerts that popped up when they did their financial GPS. They were in debt. They didn't realize it, but it was going to take them 23 years to pay off their debt if they continued to doing what they're doing. We had a program that we could run for them at no cost. Called it our debt stacking program, showed them how to get out of debt 14 years sooner and save $130,000 in interest. They had an alert that popped up. They were spending quite a bit of money on a life insurance policy that had a built-in savings program inside the policy. They were paying $165 a month for this plan. It's called Whole Life or Index Universal Life, basically paying for two things. But the thing they didn't realize that even though they were paying for two things, they were only going to get one. You know, that we showed them that they could unbundle that program and get pure death protection, term life, get 3 times the coverage on both Bob and Susan, and take for $80 a month, free up the other $80 a month to invest somewhere where they could make a better return on the money. And instead of losing their savings upon death, they'd get both the face amount and their savings if they died by unbundling it, a concept that we've been championing for over 40 years as a company. Buy a term and invest the difference. They hadn't compared the cost of their auto and home coverage, and we were able to give them a resource called Answer Financial where they could benchmark their current auto and home program with the top 30 providers, and we found a company that saved them over $60 a month that they could put to work somewhere else. They had a couple of kids, but no will. And we were able to introduce them to our legal protection program where they could get a will and have access to identity theft protection. They were getting a $2,700 tax refund every year, not because they had a great accountant, but because they were over withholding and sending more money in every month. And we showed them that they could adjust their withholding and put that $230 a month into their take-home pay and put that money to work. They were investing money in a bank, earning 1.5%. They were on track to have about $96,000. And we showed them professional money management, something that over the last 70 years has averaged better than 9% by taking the $20,000 out of the bank and putting it into a mutual fund and taking some of the money we freed up in the other areas and adding that to their contribution. Instead of having $90,000, they'll have over $1.4 million. The difference that we can make when we go through this financial GPS is phenomenal. Usually makes a $1 to $2 million difference minimum in their financial future. Our company's been around for a number of decades, and we have millions of clients that are properly protected, that are investing for their future. We've built a tremendous team of representatives throughout North America. We've built a phenomenal reputation, one of the most trusted companies according to Investors Business Daily. You've heard of some of these companies in the retail field. Well, these companies were disrupted when a company harnessed technology called Amazon. Amazon disrupted the retail industry, and a lot of those companies are no longer even in business. Our company has disrupted the financial services industry. Morningstar research says that we will be just as disrupted to the financial industry as Amazon was to the retail industry. Let me get to the next slide here. You don't have to go to a brick and mortar anymore to get your mortgage or set up your investments or get your insurance. You can have we can meet with you on Zoom or in person, and we can provide home delivery, just like Amazon does, and do great things. These are some of the partnering companies that we strategically use to serve our clients. One of the things that we do our webinar for is to expose people to the fact that we need more people like Brandon. Brandon was in the retail field before Primerica, and he got involved initially part-time, okay? And he is now full-time. He's about to become a broker, a regional vice president. There's over 1 million realtors, 1 million attorneys, almost 1 million physicians out there, but there's only 280,000 people that hold the licenses that Brandon holds. There's a tremendous need to have more licensed professionals. A lot of the people that are in the financial industry are over 58 years old, and a lot of them probably will be hanging it up in the next 7 years. You know, one of the alerts that pops up when people do their financial checkup is an alert. We call it the Increase My Income alert. People actually let us know that they have things that they would love to accomplish if they could earn more income. And a lot of times we even have a solution for that. And I want to spend the last few minutes I have talking about this solution. When we address people's alerts on their financial self-assessment, if they're able to implement some of the solutions that we recommend, it takes them 5 minutes to create the areas that they need to work on. It takes us about a half hour to educate them on how they could better address those alerts. If they implement those alerts, a person that's licensed in our business like Brandon will average about $500 for their time in helping a family. Sometimes it's $1,000 or $1,500. Sometimes it might be zero if they don't need any help. Our firm is structured. Our advisory firm is structured just like a mortgage firm or a real estate firm. We have advisors that report to our field trainers. Right? We call our field trainers district leaders, division leaders, regional leaders, report to what we call a regional vice president. A doctor that brings on other doctors forms a practice or clinic. An attorney that brings on other attorneys forms a firm. In our business, an independent contractor that develops and trains other advisors, forms a brokerage. And that's the way our business works, and have a chance to build an incredible future and secure income. One of the things that people love about our business model is there's no politics. If you do the work, you get the promotion. You can promote yourself from advisor to district leader, division leader, regional leader, all the way up to the broker contract we call RVP, or Regional Vice President. Brandon will become a Regional Vice President in the next 90 days. So proud of Brandon, what he's done. You know, in the example I use of Bob and Susan, let's just assume that I was Brandon's RVP and Brandon was a district leader. Now, Brandon's a regional leader, but let's assume Brandon's a district leader part-time. It took him 2 or 3 months to become a district leader, and he went out there and helped Bob and Susan implement just 2 of those solutions that we illustrated. He helped them triple their coverage for half of what they're paying. He moved the money out of a 1.5% account into a mutual fund investment. Just those 2 solutions would generate about $1,500 of total compensation. Now, if Brandon were the district leader, he'd get half of that, $750. And every time he helped the family, like, they'd make about $750. Now, if I promoted Brandon and I'm the vice president and he reported directly to me, that other $750 would come to me as the regional vice president. You think I might be pretty excited about training Brandon and developing some other leaders just like him every time they go out there and help change a life like that? You know, they make money, but so do I as a regional vice president. Our business model is very unique. In most businesses, when you train someone and they become a superstar like you, if they leave your business, whether it's real estate or whatever the business is, a lot of times you've trained your own competition and you no longer make money if they leave your business. In our business, when you train someone and they go on to become a regional vice president, and just like that, just like you continue to receive a recurring income stream off of that new regional vice president's team of agents. It gives you passive income. It's tremendous. And as you build other RVPs, you can grow that passive income. The licensing in our business, if you just in the 2 areas that we've mentioned, life and securities, if you had to pay it all out of your own pocket, it'd cost you almost $1,200. In our business entrepreneurial turnkey system, the tuition is only $99. It's unbelievable. You can get that back so quickly through our field training bonus program, which I'll mention. The software in our field, if you had to provide it on your own, you'd be out thousands of dollars a year. All the tools and resources to help you build your business, to learn, to track your business. In our business, to subscribe to all of our technology that we provide, our representatives, you're out $25 a month. That's your total overhead for building your business. We have a field training bonus program where it's an incentive during your first 90 days as you're studying to get your initial license. You can make an unlimited field training bonus for observing your field trainer as they go out there and build clients and build team members for you that can help you make thousands of dollars by the time you get your initial license. There are certain services that in most states don't even require a license. Our auto and home referral program, our Vivint Smart Home Security program, our legal protection program, our identity theft. These are all products and services that we can provide that in most states require no license at all. You can get paid on from day one. So bottom line, what does it all come down to from a business model standpoint? Most people like the fact that you don't have to go to an office. You can work remotely. You can work in an office, but you're not required. There's no mandatory office hours. You can make great money while you learn. You get, as Brandon said, you can get a great education on money and finance, and you can build passive residual income. I mentioned you make passive residual income as you build other advisors and train other advisors and build regional vice presidents. But one of the things Brandon's done extremely well in is he's done extremely well in the investment side of our business. As you build investment clients who invest maybe starting off with just small amounts, but as they continue to invest and as those accounts grow in value, you build passive residual income on the investment assets that you grow. And people say, well, do you have to be a financial expert to do our business? Brandon had no financial background. He was in the retail field. Our company was founded by teachers and coaches and just average working people who had great people skills and a desire to learn. Sometimes people say, well, Kim, I don't know if I have much time. And I say, well, even if you don't have any time, if you're willing to let us get you licensed, you can just refer people and make half the advisor compensation just as a referral, as sort of a silent partner. If you do devote some time, 5 to 8 hours a week, and learn to use our technology, you can make the full advisor compensation. If you're willing to help us mentor and train other advisors and put in a little more time, you not only make money when you help a family, but as people become licensed and they help families, you can make override compensation, and you can build that business up till you decide if this business is a fit full time for you. The financial GPS that I mentioned, there's some really unique benefits to those of us in the business. First of all, it makes you more of a consultant, helping people. You can build your business through all 50 states if you're willing to master this tool. It's unbelievable. We have a virtual on-demand training program that you can master the system in usually 8 to 10 hours, and we have regular training to help you become proficient. We have it's a very duplicatable system. It's scripted. You don't even have to know everything. We have what I call a cheat sheet or a teleprompter. When someone comes up with an alert that they want to talk about, you can just read the appropriate response to them. For example, if they didn't have a will, you could just read the response to them so that they know what their options are to take advantage of our legal protection program. People ask me, well, how do you get your clients? Well, we get referrals from centers of influence. We get referrals from our existing clients. They introduce us. We have a client relationship manager, a rep marketing center that we are allowed to use through social media. We can use financial wellness seminars to businesses. Notice I didn't say anything about cold calling. We're not out there knocking on doors or cold calling. It's all warm market referral system. When Ron and I got started, we didn't have any experience in this field, and I was a CPA. Ron was a school teacher, and we were newlyweds. Back in 1981, we were age 26 when we were first exposed. I got involved part-time my first year with just my first license. I made $9,000 extra money just as I was learning the business. I got my investment license my second year, but I made $38,000. Ron encouraged me to go full-time. I turned my accounting practice over to another CPA, and I qualified to become a regional vice president. That was exciting change for me. Our third year, we earned over $100,000. Worked really hard, but boy, did it pay off. Over our 4 decades, Primerica's paid us over $16 million. And a lot of that, of course, is passive residual income, override income. We've been blessed to help over 60 people become regional vice presidents. Now, we didn't train them all. We trained a handful of them, but some of those people trained people who trained people who trained people. So we've got grandkids and great-grandkids, RVPs in our business that Primerica compensates us on for having developed. Let me just end by just asking you, how serious are you about winning with your money? Would you be open to investing a portion of your professional time on the side if you could earn some great income? I'm talking $2,000 to $3,000 a month, extra money on the side. Maybe you know someone that would be a great candidate in our business. You might want to consider helping us attract some good people so that you could become, you could develop some other regional vice presidents like we've done. Do you have anything in your background that would keep you from getting a state or federal license? Our business is a regulated business. And let me conclude by doing exactly what Brandon did. Let me encourage you to go through and let us do our financial GPS to show you how you can make $1 million difference in your own future, not spending more money, but by redeploying your hard-earned money and making it work for you. For some of you that might want to qualify to get involved in our business, I encourage you to submit your independent business application, your $99 tuition plus $25 to subscribe to our technology and give our business a shot, at least on a supplemental basis. I hope that tonight, listening to Brandon, has given you encouragement to know that we're looking for great people. Our team is on fire, and we've got some great people that we just came off a builder school weekend. Some of our folks were in Texas, some of us were in Georgia, and watch what happens in the next the rest of this month as we go into the fall. School is starting, people are back from vacation. People need to hear from us, and we want to ask you to help us expand, help us to find not just clients, but people that could be a part of this great company, part of our team. Thank you for plugging in tonight. I did record tonight. If any of you'd like to have the recording, be happy to send it to you. Everybody have a great evening. Thanks again for plugging in. We hope to have you on our Saturday Zoom training this coming Saturday morning. We're going to be talking about fundamental number one, the most important fundamental of our business. Hope you'll join us. Take care.